I've been making shorts for some time now. Not ones you wear, of course, the ones on YouTube. And one of the flirts I've often responded to in a short is called 7 Club 7.
Are flat earthers wanting to back out on going to Antarctica to watch the 24-hour sun? First you need to ask, who's heading up the experiment? Is it Globers heading it up or flat earthers? Going to Antarctica isn't measuring the earth, it's looking up into the sky. And honestly, I don't blame any flat earther for not wanting to go to a globe-hosted televised experiment because we all know how that ends up every time. Sore losers can't help but be fallacious, doctor the footage, and try to mock and ridicule the flat earthers.
I'm sorry, I'm struggling to understand how that wouldn't work. If you're a flat earther and you go to Antarctica to witness the 24-hour sun, how can that be manipulated? If you're there witnessing it, then come on, think about it, my friend, think about it.
It's the usual thing you see from a newish flat earther, the bravado and confidence that he's correct and the rest of the science is wrong. So when I saw him and David Weiss together on a video, I simply had to have a look. Hello all and welcome along to another video with me, Simon Dan. Thanks very much for joining me. Right, on with today's video then, which comes from the Flat Earth Dave Interviews channel, where he has this 7 Club 7 guy on as a guest. They have a little opening chat before Dave moves on to what he's calling the impossible day. Let's get into it.
So let's get into the 70% of the Earth. So this is a graphic from the Weather Channel. You can't light a ball up like this. The line should be halfway. It shouldn't light up more. That's game over right there. We're not a globe.
Of course, what Dave is failing to realise here is that on this image he's showing, they are just leaning the globe towards the audience to show how much of it is lit. You can't see the Terminator line on the other side, so you can't claim how much of it is lit up. They did it twice to show the different hemispheres, the East and the West, lit up. This is purely to show what's happening. By the way, I'm not sure where you're getting this 70% thing from. The graphic on the screen clearly says 99%, which is of course the global population on that day in daylight and twilight, not surface area of the globe.
The question is, go ahead.
What's the globe's narrative on this? Because, you know, they have to come up with something. They always come up with something. So what's their narrative as to why the sun touches this much of the globe?
They of course they use magical refraction. You know, well, why doesn't it do that every day? Why doesn't it magically refract every single day of the year and it just on this day? And then the other thing is they obfuscate it by going, no, it's not 99% of the world. You know, it's not 99% of the world. It's 70+% of the ball.
No, it's not. Only 50%, or very slightly over due to refraction, will ever be lit up. Never 70%. Like you say, that's not possible on a ball. And again, it's not 99% of the world. It's 99% of the population, as it clearly says on screen.
But our friend Anthony Bear, he made this great video here. So this is the graphic. We got California just in twilight. Sun is just rising. And we got all of South America lit up. It's noon right here in Africa. Okay. And over here, it's dusk. The only thing in total darkness is Australia and these islands.
Ah, yes, our friend Anthony Bear. Not a physicist, not an astronomer, just another flat earther. So according to them, it shows too much of the Earth lit up. But as you'll soon see, this perfectly matches what we see on a globe.
So let's look at that on a flat Earth. So we're going to put our sun right there over Africa. And I'm going to lift it up. And we're going to take a look at the color of the light. The shape of the pattern. Now, this is without any dome refraction. Let's look at this. We got South America all lit up. California, it's even a little past California. And only Australia and these islands are in the dark. It's a pretty good match right there. Pretty good match. That's without using a dome.
Okay, let's explain what's going on here then in this pretty good match. That flashlight is emitting a wide cone of light, not the parallel rays that we get from the real sun, which is over 1.3 million times bigger than Earth and of course 93 million miles away. Parallel rays don't fade out in a circle. They form a sharp terminator line, unless of course they're scattered by an atmosphere. And why is Australia in darkness on this model? The sun is above the disk here. There's nothing blocking the light. It should reach everywhere within a line of sight. But they fudge it, obviously, usually by invoking localized light, or atmospheric lensing, or as Dave says, a dome. On top of that, this model they're using here can't explain many other things. Why Antarctica gets 24 hours of daylight in December. Why the Terminator line moves north-south through the year. And why daylight duration changes with latitude.
Now let's look at it on a globe. So here we have a globe set up at its 66.6 degree tilt. We have a sun on the other side of the garage. Now here that pink is Australia. We're going to put Australia right in the dark, just like it is. And then we're going to run around to the other side and we're going to take a look. And Houston, we have a problem. All of South America is in the dark.
Now at first glance this looks awful for the globe, but if you have a look at their setup you can see why it's wrong. They have the tilt of Earth as if it's the summer solstice, June the 21st, but the date on their map they just looked at was August the 13th. I'll mock it up with my globe in the correct position so you can see how it works.
Right, so you can see here that I have the globe set up off centre. So this here would be the summer solstice, but I've got it now set up here, so this is sort of August time. You can see clearly that the US coastline is just in the dusk there, as per the diagram. And if you come round here, we can see that China is in sunlight and dusk. So it absolutely is possible to do on a globe.
As I said, completely plausible on a globe.
Right? All of America is in the dark. So let's spin it out. We'll put California right on that sunrise mark. So we'll bring California right to the edge. We got twilight there. We got South America all lit up. And we go over here, all of Russia and all of this is in. I'm going to show you all of this, all of that area should be in the light.
Yes, it should, and it would be if you had your globe set up correctly.
It doesn't work on a ball.
Does not work.
Except I've just shown it working. Are you going to concede that it does now? Probably not, right? Let's make sure this video gets to him as quickly as possible so he can concede that it does work.
Well, give me a Globey response. You could be Cody the Glober.
Refraction! No, that's all they say, refraction. Hey, you know what? I would actually be not surprised if somehow gravity had something to do with the light bending around. It
Only
could
on July 8th.
Gravitational
Gravity is
lensing.
extra strong. The gravity is extra strong.
Oh my word, the fact that you even made this as a joke tells me exactly where you are with your physics knowledge. I've given you a response and demonstrated that it's possible.
Here's somebody playing with a dome. We put a glass dome over our little map here, and then bringing a light around. It gives you these interesting patterns. Hold on, this I think it goes over. Let's jump forward a little bit.
Ooh.
Yeah. As we move, interesting. It's not the
Wow.
good one. Yeah, but you see this light over here that comes around. It's like some people say that the moon is a reflection of the sun.
Now this is how I thought they would explain away the final experiment results with the 24-hour sun in Antarctica. Of course the problem here is that this is a solid piece of glass on top of a map.
I don't know that though.
It does make me think of those. Have you seen those videos where the people are they're looking over at one side of the sky and they're like, look, there's a sunset over here. They're like, problem is, and they turn 180 degrees and the actual sun is right over there.
Yeah.
So there's sunlight on one side and the actual sun on the other, but it looks like there's a sun on each side of the sky.
What you have just said is total nonsense. Of course there is sunlight on the other side of the sky when the sun is setting. No one has ever seen a second sun in the sky opposite to the real sun.
Right. And think about this. If we had the Earth and the sun was going down, right? Well, because we're spinning, so the sun appears to go down. There's going to be a shadow that if you're looking at the sunset, and let's say you got some spotted clouds up there, there's going to be a shadow that sweeps up from behind you and rushes across the sky at 1,000 miles an hour.
The darkness of night is simply the absence of sunlight. When the sun sets, atmospheric scattering fades and the sky gradually dims. There's no crisp shadow front sweeping overhead. Even after sunset, the atmosphere glows with twilight because light is still being scattered above you by particles in the upper atmosphere.
Wow.
Because as the sun goes down, that shadow is going to go, it's going to rip backwards.
Mm-hmm.
Never seen that. No one's ever seen that.
I haven't actually thought of that, but you're right.
Yeah.
You know, it would look a lot different.
And watch this. So here we have, building mountain chapstick, whatever you want to call it. And we're just going to spin it over backwards. And there's this shadow that's this sharp shadow of the Earth that's going up the mountain, up the building, right? That's what you should see, this sharp shadow climbing mountains from the bottom up.
Here's the thing, Dave. There's no 3,000-mile high building on Earth. If there was, then it would look like that. But mountain peaks do lose sunlight compared to the areas around them. That only makes sense on a curved Earth, where higher elevation literally buys you more daylight. On a flat Earth, that shouldn't happen. But it does, every single day. And I think that's where we're going to leave our two uneducated friends here and wrap this one up. What did you think of their little chat there? Let me know in the comments below. As I say, we're all done and dusted for another one. Thanks so much for watching today. As ever, it's appreciated. If you enjoyed it, please do consider subscribing to the channel. Remember, this channel is releasing daily videos now. I do not want you to miss one. And if you really enjoyed this particular video, a big thumbs up too. I've been Simon Dan. Have yourselves a great day, and I'll see you tomorrow for Debunking Scamtarctica Part 8. See you then.